Iron Man Ken Kasa puts the classic wrestling title in jeopardy today on SICW Wrestling Explosion. Hello, I'm Larry Matisick. And jeopardy it is, with Kasa squaring off with Jake Dirden. This young star has zoomed up the ladder, and now Dirden has earned a crack at the classic crown. Rest assured that Kasa and his controversial manager Travis Cook know there's real danger in this duel. Additionally, we'll hear from Ron Powers, and in a classic St. Louis moment, it's Harley race. Action begins right after this. Once more, the exciting 2013 season proved that the Gateway Grizzlies are an important part of the St. Louis and Metro East sports scene. Every game is fun for fans of all ages, hustling and hard-hitting. The Grizzlies always provide plenty of bang for the buck. In addition, the GCS ballpark is the perfect place to enjoy baseball. The organization, the facility, part of our community. Baseball is America's game, and the Gateway Grizzlies do it right. Keep in touch with new developments. Go to gatewaygrizzlies.com.
Unique and affordable gifts and collectibles on the internet are available at the Black Bear Haversack Trading Post. Go to blackbearhaversack.com. Semi-precious stones, bone horn and soapstone items, abalone shells, genuine coyote and water buffalo teeth pendants, products for Civil War, medieval, and Renaissance reenactments, and so much more. For a 10% discount, mention SICW number 7 when you place your order. It's blackbearhaversack.com for top quality at reduced prices.
Ken Kasa with the early advantage on Jake Dirden. Two big men in there. 6'4", 6'6". Those are big boys in that ring. Kasa slams the head of Dirden to the top turnbuckle, and that didn't seem to matter. His head bounced off it like a basketball, but then a kick to the leg by Ken Kasa, a kick to the stomach, another kick to the chest. Kasa, those boots going right to work on Jake Dirden. Not often that we've seen Jake Dirden get into trouble like that, and there's Travis Cook adding some more problems as he grabs the hair. Well, that's Dave Vaughn. I thought it was Travis Cook. Instead, it was Dave Vaughn, the other part of the Travis Cook organization. Mr. Unpredictable Dave Vaughn. Jake Dirden has his hands full, not only Kasa in the ring, but Dave Vaughn outside the ring, and Travis Cook. What a pair. Dave Vaughn, Travis Cook outside the ring, Ken Kasa inside. We're going to have a challenge here for Jake Dirden. But he's big, he's strong, he's tough, he's taken on a lot of challenges. When he went to Japan, I'll tell you, a young wrestler going to Japan, he learns real quick if this is the business he's cut out for. Because there have been a lot of young wrestlers from America who've gone to Japan, who go to the dojos, who work through that tough training, and they don't make it a week, and they're on that plane coming back home. So Jake Dirden was there 3 months, a little over 3 months, and he ended up headlining cards at the Budokan Hall and different places for Japanese wrestling for the promotion called Noah. Jake Dirden is earning his way. He's proving himself to be a star, and he's proving himself to be a star here in SICW. And if he wins the classic wrestling title, well, he'd really be a star. And of course, both these gentlemen will be on that January 18th card at the East Carondelet Community Center. And we talk about stars being there. Remember the Bushwhackers in WWF, WWE? The Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch? Well, Luke Williams, Bushwhacker Luke, is going to be there at the East Carondelet Community Center on Saturday, January 18th. He will be a handful to watch running around there. I wonder if he'll lick Herb Simmons' head. That's what he used to do. He'd run around and lick people's head at ringside. I don't know if he wants to do it to the promoter, but you never know with Luke Williams. He's a character. Luke Williams will be there. Bushwhacker Luke, January 18th at the East Carondelet Community Center, which is, as you can see, packed. So don't delay. Get those tickets reserved early. Be sure you're there because, of course, in that main event, showdown time. Ricky Cruz, of all people, the referee for Ron Powers against Flash Flanagan. They wrecked the building the last time. They literally wrecked the building. Took 2 referees out. Completely, totally out of control. It ended up with half the dressing room having to restore some order. And I mean the big people out of the dressing room, like Jim Hofarth and Gary Jackson. Keith Smith in there. And of course, Ricky Cruz. And that's what I think gave Herb Simmons the idea. Ricky did a pretty good job calming things down, at least as far as it was involving Ron Powers. So maybe this is the time to have Ricky Cruz as a special referee because he has a stake in this too. They are all top contenders for whoever is the champion after Dirden and Kasa compete right here. Oh, Jake Dirden is getting angry because of some of the tactics already of Ken Kasa. Kasa looks and he's saying, how do I break this guy? How do I hurt this guy? He's up and he's getting angry. Drop kick. Oh, drop kick didn't work. Dirden just knocked it away. Another drop kick knocked away by Jake Dirden. And then a drop kick by Jake Dirden. His was right on the button. That was impressive. 2 drop kicks failed from Kasa, but the one of Dirden did not fail. And those headbutts are working very nice. And a big boot to the shoulder. Double clubbing blow. Down goes Ken Kasa. Jake Dirden, big comeback against Iron Man Ken Kasa. Whoop, he points at Kasa, then comes charging in, puts that boot right under the chin of Kasa, nearly knocks his head off backwards, and Ken Kasa says, whoa, where am I? And he falls face first on the mat, the nice clean mat of SICW's ring. And Jake Dirden poises that thumb, the Asiatic spike, and Dave Vaughn outside the ring grabbing, whoa, he grabbed Dirden. Kasa almost hit his partner by mistake, and now Jake Dirden has the Asiatic spike briefly on Dave Vaughn. He's trying to put it on Kasa, but Kasa with an arm drag took it away, and that drop kick landed. That double barrel drop kick landed by Ken Kasa. 1, 2, and a bench press takes Kasa off. That double barrel drop kick has earned Ken Kasa a few victories here. He nailed it right on the button against Jake Dirden rather. And now I think Kasa says, I just need to reconsider this entire match. Things aren't going the way I'd like them to go. Hit that double barrel drop kick. Kasa's outside the ring. Vaughn's kind of stuck in the middle. Well, that doesn't matter to Jake Dirden. A headbutt to Vaughn. And then a headbutt to Kasa outside the ring. Both his men took headbutts. You can see Travis Cook was holding his own head. Oh, and then Kasa slammed into a ringside chair head first by Jake Dirden, the wild man. He's a mad dog in there sometimes. Jake Dirden slamming that head into the chair, and he does it a second time to Ken Kasa. Now he poises that thumb, thinking about it, but they're outside the ring, so Jake Dirden figures, well, roll in. He breaks the count. Smart move by Jake Dirden. And Kasa trying to get away from Dirden now. He moves around that ring, but Dirden on the attack behind Kasa. Forearm smash puts Kasa up against the turnbuckle. Oh, here comes that thumb maybe, or a punch. He sizes him up. Oh! Kasa punches the steel ring post Dirden punches the steel ring post when Kasa moves, and that could be danger. That could be trouble for Jake Dirden, because that's the hand and the thumb with which he applies that Asiatic spike, and he ended up punching the ring post. Oh, my. That hurt. That was unexpected, and it opens a door for the champion, Ken Kasa, the champion, going after that hand, and you can see right there, oh, Dirden's in trouble. Dirden's hurting. You punch a steel ring post, I don't care how tough you are, that's going to hurt. That's not going to work in your advantage. And right now, Jake Dirden's in trouble. Kasa saw danger coming and moved just in time. Now he pushes that hand down, drops the knee into the wrist of Jake Dirden. Any punishment that Iron Man Ken Kasa can do to that hand, to that arm, that's good for Kasa, because it takes that Asiatic spike, the Oriental spike, whatever you want to call it, it takes it out of play. That's something Kasa certainly wants to do. And I'm sure now that opportunity has presented itself, well, he's going to try to take advantage of it. And I think Travis Cook has to be happy right now that his man Ken Kasa is so smart that he's able to cash in on it. Remember the interview they had a couple weeks ago when they talked about this match? And Ken Kasa called Jake Dirden Winnie the Pooh. And he said, I don't think he's smart enough to beat me. Well, we're going to see right now, because there was something where, I don't know if he outsmarted him or it was just panic, a sheer panic situation. But Kasa ducked that punch in the ring post, and Jake Dirden's in trouble. Now he's getting a nerve clamp by Ken Kasa, the classic wrestling champion, the man who dethroned Ricky Cruz, the third man, let's see, 1, 2, 3, the fourth man to hold the title. First it was Danny Boy Hawkins. The title went from Danny Boy Hawkins to Ron Powers. Then it went from Ron Powers to Ricky Cruz, and then from Ricky Cruz to Iron Man Ken Kasa. And he's had the crown now, well, since last June. So he's moving now into the second half of the year, his reign as the champion. He's had some rough battles. He's had some challenges, but he's got through all of them and got through them in sparkling fashion more often than not. Oh, Dirden comes up. He's a strong cuss. He is one strong, mean guy. Kasa tries to pull Dirden into the turnbuckle. He didn't get him as hard as he wanted to get him. Now he grabs the leg, pulls the leg down, throws Dirden off balance, and he takes the leg, leaves the leg laying there. Dirden kind of tangled up around the ring post, and that gives Ken Kasa time to get into the ring where he can maybe put an attack on the head or the back of Jake Dirden. He lines Dirden up. Oh, he's thinking that double knee jolt. Ooh, a double knee jolt, double knee drop into the back of Jake Dirden by Ken Kasa. Oh, Kasa's feeling good right now. I got momentum going again. I got momentum going again, and Durden's in trouble. I'll tell you, Kasa's holding his own with a big, strong guy, a guy who's pretty much beat up everybody he's been in the ring with. Of course, that's why Kasa's the champion. And they are having a rough and tumble bruising battle, Jake Dirden and Iron Man Ken Kasa. The crowd chants for Jake Dirden, and Dirden's hand slammed into the turnbuckle. The attack continued on that hand. Dirden lashes out with a headbutt just to keep Kasa at bay more than anything else. And he throws a punch, and that punch hurt Jake Dirden as much as it hurt Ken Kasa, probably more so. The hand, the finger, the thumb, all very tender after that punch into the ring post earlier in the match. Oh, a cross arm lock by Ken Kasa, and he simply begins to punch on the hand of Jake Dirden. He wants nothing to do with that Asiatic spike, and Jake Dirden is in a peck of trouble, as they say, thanks to Ken Kasa. But the other side of that coin is, do you really think that they're going to force a concession from Jake Dirden? I don't think so. I can't imagine Jake Dirden hardly ever giving up. And Dirden, in fact, lashes out with a big boot to the head of Ken Kasa. Dirden with a couple kicks to the head of Kasa. Kasa going outside the ring, up into the air. He's going to go airborne on Jake Dirden. He dives in the air. Oh, he tried to do a giant splash on Jake Dirden, and Dirden saw it coming and rolled out of the way, and now it's Kasa who's hurting a little bit. Into the air, atomic knee drop. The atomic knee drop into the base of the spine by Dirden, and then Dirden slams home a big kick to the head of Ken Kasa. Jake Dirden, now it's Dirden with all the momentum. Dirden coming back. He avoided that giant splash off the top rope. Now he goes for a choke slam. Kasa is able to pound his way out of the choke slam, beating on that wrist and hand again. Dirden charges, misses. Kasa grabs the head. Bulldog headlock. The Bulldog headlock. Where's Cowboy Bob Ellis when you need him? The Bulldog headlock by Iron Man Ken Kasa on Jake Dirden. He's pulling out all the stops to try to put down Jake Dirden, and Dirden keeps getting up. Dirden keeps getting up and fighting him. Oh, Kasa hooks it. Backslide, trying to go for a backslide, but Durden's too big, and Dirden whips over Kasa, and he has the spike. He has the Asiatic spike, the spike driven into the trigeminal nerves of Ken Kasa. Dave Vaughn up onto the apron. Dave Vaughn on the apron, but Dirden knocks Vaughn off the apron. Travis Cook up there. Oh, and Kasa pushing off of the second turnbuckle, and he gets the shoulders of Jake Dirden down. Even while Dirden is holding the Asiatic spike, the shoulders of Jake Dirden were down for a count of 3. My goodness, Ken Kasa was able to outsmart Jake Dirden there. It saved the title for Kasa. Showdown, Saturday, January 18th at the East Carondelet Community Center. Flash Flanagan battles Ron Powers, Flash versus Powers, and the special referee is Ricky Cruz. It's Ricky Cruz, the referee for the grudge match between Flash and Powers. Also, WWE superstar bushwhacker Luke Williams will be in East Carondelet, and lady wrestlers Kasa, Vaughn, Dirden, Hatton, Chaz, Jackson. For our tickets, call 286-4848. Showdown, January 18th in East Carondelet. Flash against Powers, Cruz the referee, bushwhacker Luke, and more.
For the best deal on pre-owned cars and trucks, check out King Auto Sales in Cahokia, Illinois. Buy here, pay here. It doesn't get easier than that. Easy terms and financing on the spot for the best deals on all makes and models of pre-owned cars and trucks. You can't beat King Auto Sales, 2915 Camp Jackson Road, Cahokia, Illinois. That's King Auto Sales in Cahokia, where the customer comes first. Phone 337-7050.
Saturday, January 18th in East Carondelet. Here they go again. Ron Powers and Flash Flanagan. They nearly blew the building apart the last time they met in December. This time might be different. The special referee is Ricky Cruz. And Ron, I have to wonder what's in your head as you go into this match. You have respect for Cruz, I know, but kind of explain to me how you feel about Ricky Cruz.
You know, first of all, I've got all the respect in the world for Ricky Cruz. You know, when we crossed paths back in Puerto Rico, you know, he was just a kid in the dressing room, and we had a little bit of a history, me and his family, where apparently I put his brother out. You know, none of that was intentional. Puerto Rico was a different place back when I went. It was a dog-eat-dog. It was the king of the hill, and you had to fight your way to the top. Puerto Rico was not a friendly place. I was a different person back then. I was 30 years old and young and dumb and just did whatever I wanted because I could. Things have changed a little bit. I've become older and wiser. They say you spend the first 40 years learning and the next 40 years adapting. And that's pretty much what I've done. I've learned from my mistakes, and my hat's off to Ricky Cruz. He's a great talent. He's really brought the SICW up to a different level, made me pick up my game, and I'll tell you what, I have all the faith that Ricky will do the right thing.
We talk about how you feel about Ricky Cruz, but we also have to talk about how you feel about Flash Flanagan. You said you did what you could because you were able to, and really, I saw a lot of the old Ron Powers when you were in that ring wrecking the building with Flash Flanagan in December.
You know, Flash, I told you. You can beat on me, you can knock me down, but I will get back up. You left a scar on my head the size of a fingertip. Buddy, I'll tell you what goes around comes around. Your time is coming. And I'll tell you what, the next time we get into that ring, Ricky's gonna be there and he will let me kick your ass from pillar to post.
You recognize, of course, looming in the background of all this is a classic wrestling title. I mean, I know there are personal issues involved across the board, but again, as we talk about the top contenders for the SICW title for the classic wrestling crown, somewhere right at the top, it's got to be Powers, Flanagan, and Cruz. This match means so much, and I know the title means so much to Ron Powers.
You know, that it does. I told you the three things in my life are God, family, and title. And that is what I'll die by. You know, I stand behind SICW 100%. I've helped build the foundation here. We brought it up a notch. You coming in the door, me coming in the door, and we brought it to a whole new level. Probably the best independent promotion going in the United States today. As far as Cruz and Flash, you know, you're looking at 1 out of 3 guys that don't complain. I know I get what I deserve. I know I've created a past for myself. They say I'm a nice guy that likes to do bad things. And that might be the case. But I'll tell you what, when I step out in that ring, I'm going to be the baddest SOB you've ever stepped in that ring with.
Saturday, January 18th, Flanagan, Powers, special referee, Ricky Cruz.
Who will do the right thing.
Showdown, Saturday, January 18th at the East Carondelet Community Center. Flash Flanagan battles Ron Powers, Flash versus Powers, and the special referee is Ricky Cruz. It's Ricky Cruz, the referee for the grudge match between Flash and Powers. Also, WWE superstar bushwhacker Luke Williams will be in East Carondelet, and lady wrestlers Kasa, Vaughn, Dirden, Hatton, Chaz, Jackson. For our tickets, call 286-4848. Showdown, January 18th at East Carondelet. Flash against Powers, Cruz the referee, bushwhacker Luke, and more. Farm music and fun, the place to party is Pop's nightclub and concert venue in Sojay. From Bruno Mars of the first U.S. tour of Nickelback to Flogging Molly or the Insane Clown Posse, 30 years of memories pack Pop's concert venue with more made at every news show. And there's a party at Pop's nightclub every night, a melting pot of friends enjoy the best in dance, rock, pop, and top 40 music until 5:30 a.m. Plus add a full game room. Check out all the action at popsrocks.com. Then and now, the place to party is Pop's in Sojay.
Let Custom Truck Upholstery give your vehicle a facelift. Visit us on 707 North 20th Street in East St. Louis, Illinois. Custom Truck Upholstery merges old world craftsmanship and attention to detail with the latest in modern technology to make your car, truck, boat, or motorcycle look like new. Call Custom Truck Upholstery at 618-875-9850.
Down goes Race again.
Harley Race was the world heavyweight champion on May 24th, 1981, when Harley took on fiery Spike Huber on Wrestling at the Chase.
His strength, using his skills, keeping himself under control, and Race is having trouble with Huber. Race grabs the hair of the referee, slaps the hand away. Spike Huber punishing the head, twisting the neck of Harley Race.
5 minutes have passed, 10 minutes left.
Watch as Huber bounces that neck around. The neck always, of course, a vulnerable point on any wrestler. If you can tire the neck, hurt the neck, you have that man in a lot of trouble. Huber knows it. Race rolling Huber onto his shoulders, using the tights for a bit of extra leverage. He can't keep Huber on the mat, though.
You gotta like this Spike Huber.
Oh, what an effort he gives you. I'll tell you, you talk about 110% guys. Well, Hubert's a 150% guy. You never see him give less than his absolute best and a little more. Imagine what he's thinking today. Imagine how the adrenaline is pumping through his body today against the world champion. Cautious break, and then the headbutt by Race. I think Race knows how to use every part of his body as a weapon. He used a headbutt right there. A second headbutt by Race. Huber staggers down to one knee. Race going for the pile driver. Huber blocks it with a backflip. A back body drop by Spike Huber. And Race is covered by Huber. Race throws Huber off. It was worth a try. And Harley Race just looks a bit dazed right now. He's run into a buzzsaw, and the buzzsaw is named Spike Huber. Huber pulls back on Race's head. It's working for him. Naturally, he's going to go with it. Race has been able to get out of the headlock for a while, but not for long. Huber always finds a way to put him back in, and usually, after giving Race a pretty hard ride, after doing some damage to the world champion. Race, again, using that power to push Huber to the ropes. Even on his knees, he's strong. Headbutt into the abdomen by Harley Race. Race with the flying mare on Huber. Pushing that head down, lining Huber up and driving the knee into the forehead of Spike Huber. That hurts the knee, but I'll guarantee it hurts the head a lot worse. Race covers Huber, can't keep him down. Race up first. Huber a bit dazed now, the shoes on the other foot. Reverse neck breaker by Harley Race. Talk about versatility. The world champion has it too. Race lining up Huber, takes the rope for a bit more momentum. A second knee drop to the forehead of Huber. That crowd screaming and then just silenced as soon as that knee bangs into the head of Huber. They'd love to see Huber put Race away. Huber thrown right through the ropes and out to the concrete floor by Harley Race. Race going out after him. Race knowing he's in a dogfight, and he goes out after Spike Huber. Race pops Huber right in the mouth. Harley Race. Oh, he's lining him up for a diving headbutt on the concrete floor, and he misses. Huber rolled away, and Race with the diving headbutt hit the concrete floor. Huber with an opening here. He lifts Race and pounds on the head of Race. You want a battle outside the ring? Don't forget who Huber's father-in-law is. Huber and Race roll into the ring. Race in trouble now after missing the diving headbutt and hitting the concrete floor. Huber pounds on the world champion. He covers the champion, cradles the leg. But Race, oh, is he tough. Race gets away, side headlock. Race throws Huber to the ropes. Flying tackle. Oh! Race trying to leapfrog over the top. A collision and both men going down. Huber and Race colliding right in the middle of the ring. The world champion spotting his prey, crawling towards Huber, but Huber's up. Flying tackle from Huber. Oh, he tried that flying scissors. Race stood tall, trying to block the flying scissors and cracked heads with Huber the second time in a row. They've rammed together, cracking together right in the center of the ring. What a battle this has turned into between Huber and Race. Knee lift by the world champion. Huber down. Race going outside the ring, crawling up on the second rope. On the top rope, Huber spots him, grabs him. Huber grabbing the world champion and throwing him into the center of the ring. Huber dives across Race. This could be it. No, Race throws off Huber. Huber again hits those ropes. Goes beneath Race. Oh, Race blocked it. Lifts Huber to the air. Pile driver. Oh, what a pile driver by Race. Race blocking Huber's move, catching him with a tremendous pile driver. Huber trying to squirm away, but he can't do it. And Race with the pile driver. Oh, what a battle he had from Spike Huber. But Race caught Huber trying to go underneath, lifted him to the air, and scored with a vicious pile driver. Well, that's why he's the champion.
From the World Series champion Tigers in '45 to the Gateway Grizzlies to the '03 State Tournament Belleville East Lancers. A tradition in baseball and an even longer tradition in fine furniture and service. Miller Furniture, 1004 East Main in Belleville.
Showdown Saturday, January 18th at the East Carondelet Community Center. Flash Flanagan battles Ron Powers, Flash versus Powers, and the special referee is Ricky Cruz. It's Ricky Cruz, the referee for the grudge match between Flash and Powers. Also, WWE superstar bushwhacker Luke Williams will be in East Carondelet, and lady wrestlers Kasa, Vaughn, Dirden, Hatton, Chaz, Jackson. For our tickets, call 286-4848. Showdown January 18th at East Carondelet. Flash against Powers, Cruz the referee, bushwhacker Luke, and more. Iron Man Ken Kasa is still the classic champion, but only by a hair. Jake Dirden came so close to dethroning Kasa. Jake certainly proved he deserves a spot among the top contenders for the crown. That puts Dirden with the likes of Ricky Cruz, Flash Flanagan, and Ron Powers. Certainly Powers made his opinion clear as he prepares to tangle with Flanagan in East Carondelet Saturday, January 18th. Ricky Cruz the referee? That's something else to think about. Just yet another exciting day on SICW Wrestling Explosion.